Hello and welcome to another weekly video from me, Neil Dorn of OmniPro Practice Support, dealing with queries to help and assist you on your day-to-day accountancy practices. I suppose this week is not necessarily a query, but more a reflection of recent file reviews of what are the major pitfalls in an audit file that I see when I'm performing cold file and hot file reviews. This week I'm going to tell you what are probably the 5 key items that are often missing or incomplete from a file review, which is the cause of many breaches at the outset of the file review process and then results in a likely failure of the file. First, the letter of engagement. It is often not on the file or has not been signed by those in governance. Secondly, the letter of engagement is not in respect of the current year, but could actually be in respect of the prior year and is not actively up to date for proper terms of engagement, being anti-money laundering, GDPR, the recent most up-to-date Companies Acts. Sometimes I see old Companies Acts references. The most applicable current financial reporting framework is FRS 102, 105, Section 1A. The next key consideration in a file review, being outside the letter of engagement, is the ethical considerations for non-audit services. Quite often, these are not appropriately documented. The auditor in the provision of a non-audit service does not consider the implications of that service and accordingly does not document appropriately the safeguards that should be in place for that service being provided. The third and next point in relation to file reviews is the letter of representation. The letter of representation, similar to a letter of engagement, is not on the file, is not signed by those in governance at of the entity, and then on top of that, there's quite often a significant time lag between the date of signing the letter of rep and the actual signing of the financial statements, or sometimes the letter of rep is signed after the fact of the signing of the financial statements, thereby it's not relevant. Then the next thing is the financial statements, both it and the abridged financial statements. The file quite often does not include a full adopted set of accounts that are required by the directors and signed subsequently the auditor's report by the auditor. And then finally and lastly, the abridged set of accounts. The file does not contain a copy of signed abridged accounts for filing purposes, and the auditor's report in the abridged is not signed by the auditor or not signed by the directors. Look, as I said, this is not necessarily a query. This is more an informative exercise. These are the 5 key points that I've noticed in context of a failed file when performing cold file and hot file reviews. If you have found this helpful, then you might consider attending our upcoming webinar in relation to common file review errors and how you might go about mitigating those issues. In addition, if you have an audit question, I would encourage you to come to Knowledge Hub and send us your questions and queries, and we will answer and respond to them as best we possibly can. I'm Neil Dorn of OmniPro Practice Support, and thank you.